Hi, my name is Taru Carter, and this is our Citrus College CS 232 program where we are going to be drawing a cube. We are going to be drawing a cube. This is for our exam number two. Well, part of our exam number two. Here we have on the screen is our user-defined header file we have created. We are including the IO stream in this, and we're using the STD namespace so that we can use our features such as cout and cin. We have our class, which we have named cube. Um, Look up here, our header file is also named cube.h to represent the header file. So under the class, we have our private instance variables and we have our public instance variables that we are going to be using throughout the program. Under the public section, we have our default constructor, which is just the name of our class. We have an accessor. In other words, we also can call that our getter, which we will call that get side. We have our mutator, which in other words is called our setter, and we're going to call that set side, followed by a couple of other features that we are going to be using to draw spaces, display the cube, and draw the amount of stars on the screen. So moving on over is our implementation file. Beginning of our implementation file, you must make sure that you include our user-defined header file that we've created, which is up here, which is our cube.h, and we put that into under parentheses, including the IO stream and the standard library as well. Coming on down, we're going to make sure that we're going to return a side. We're going to use our getter. We're going to use our getter to return the side from the user. We are also going to make sure that if the user does not um, enter an odd number, so if we take our side parameter that they give us and mod 2, if that has a remainder of 1, then we'll go ahead and accept it. If it does not, that means that it is an even number and we will not accept it. So we have this must be true and the side parameter must be greater than or equal to 5 in order to accept that side. Otherwise, the default constructor is going to default and place the side as 5. So I'm going to show you the rest of the program here. We have from lines 1 to 25. I'm going to scroll down so you can see the rest of the code. And here we have from lines 25 to line 50. Moving on down, I'm going to show lines 50 through 75. And after line 75, we're going to have up until the end of our program. So I'm going to start down here on the bottom where we have a couple of features down here that we're using from our class of cube. We have the class of cube with our scope resolution operator calling for the draw spaces. So in a simple for loop, we're going to basically keep drawing the amount of spaces depending on how many the number of spaces that we send to it. Underneath that, we're going to also, same thing for the drawing of the stars. Whatever number we send to it, we are going to keep looping over and over and over to draw the amount of stars that we send to this. So I'm going to scroll on up here to our main part of this. Let's see. So we did get a lot of help with creating this video, and we left off where we had to figure out how to draw the part 4 section, the part 4 of how we broke down the different sections of um, basically getting the idea of how to draw the stars on the screen. And this is what I came up with. The only thing that we really had to change is our spaces on the right face. They started decrementing after the middle of the cube. They start decrementing as they went down. So um, for each loop, we just basically decrement the counter for the spaces on the right to draw until it reaches the end of it, and then it moves on to the next part. The very, very last line, the bottom row, all you're going to do is just draw the stars depending on the amount of that the user puts in. Now let's move over here to our source file, and over here we have Our IO stream, of course, we have our user-defined header file in quotation marks. We have our namespace, as for our standard library, std, so we can use our cout and cin without putting std with the scope resolution operator every single time. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this program, and let's start it off here. And it's going to prompt the user, it's going to pop up and ask us to enter a number for the side. And we're going to put 5 and I'm going to press enter. And it is going to draw the number of draw. It's basically going to draw 5 for our initial side and then move forward, giving our illusion of our three-dimensional cube. Now here we go. I'm going to run the program again, and I'm going to do a bigger odd number of 11, and we're going to push enter. And once again, it looks very, very symmetrical and looks like our program is working. Now, what I am going to do is test the program out by entering an even number. So I'm going to enter a side value of 10, and it should automatically default to 5, seeing how this if you 10 modulus 2 would return 0, which means that this will be an even number. So therefore, if we come on over here to the program and we go to our implementation file, so if you have the side parameter that you receive modulus 2 has to be equal to 1, which is an odd number, and has to be greater than or equal to 5. Here, our number is greater than 5, but it is not of modulus 2 to equal 1. Mod 2 here would leave you a remainder of 0, so therefore it should default to 5. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and it defaults to 5 as our side, as you can see. Thank you for watching.